Hey YouTube, how is it going today? Hope you guys are all having a great weekend so far. Well, I've had multiple questions about GAXY Next Generation Incorporated, ticker symbol GAXY, over the last several weeks, just asking me my opinion on the stock. So I'm going to go over that stock in this video. And then as always, after that, I am going to show you some other great looking tradable chart patterns. So make sure you stick around for that as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, I like to find short-term and long-term trading opportunities in typically lower-priced stocks. Not only will I talk about the featured stock in the video, but I also try to present at least a couple other nice-looking tradable opportunities that are happening currently in the market. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any future trading ideas. But please remember, I am not a financial advisor, so please do all of your own research before buying any of these stocks. All right, well, GAXY Next Generation Incorporated distributes interactive learning technology, hardware, and software that allows the presenter and participant to engage in a collaborative instructional environment. The company's products include private label interactive LED touchscreen panels, classroom audio, school PA systems, intercom products, and accessories, as well as various other domestic and international branded peripheral and communication devices. They also provide installation, training, and maintenance and services, and GAXY Next Generation Incorporated was founded all the way back in 2001. And if we look at their website right here, we can see that this little girl is very excited about the products that they have to offer. And if we look at what they have, their G2 Interactive Teacher View is a state-of-the-art cloud-based classroom management solution. If you go to their website, you can download the flyer that has a little bit more information on it, and they also have a YouTube video tutorial on exactly how the product operates, and it looks pretty cool. The next product that they have to offer is called the Phoenix Communicator, and this is their PA system. It's a Bell and intercom system, and it says, the Phoenix Communicator provides key information not only to your school campus, but even district-wide. And it says, this is not your parents' Bell system. You know, this is not the one that they used to call Zach Morris on. This one is state-of-the-art. And their other product that they offer are the adjust-amounts. And they have three product sizes, the 200, the 400, and the 600. And if we scroll down and take a look at those panels, they look like they're pretty cool, and they are adjustable for the classroom, so any size student wouldn't have any problem interacting with these panels. So they look like they're a pretty cool product as well. But let's head over to the financials over at Seeking Alpha. All right, well, jumping over to Seeking Alpha, you know, when I look at penny stocks, especially stocks that are this low, I don't expect to see good things in the financials. And this is just a 3-cent stock, so I'm already prepared for some pretty poor financials, but at least we'll be able to get a feel of what direction they're going in. And I still like to look at the financials no matter what. But if we look at their top line revenue, we can see in December of 2017, it was only 1.1 million and has since increased to 2.3 million as of June 2020. And if we scroll over here to the right, we can see the trailing 12 months, it has actually risen to 2.9 million. So at least it is heading in the right direction. If we scroll down to their net income, that is a different story, unfortunately. In December of 2017, it had a loss of 800,000 and has since ballooned to a loss of 14 million. And if we go over here to the trailing 12 months, it's actually a loss of 25 million. So this company needs to turn things around as quick as they can. They do have some nice looking products. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if the top line revenue continues to grow, but they're going to have to get a hold of their expenses if they want to stay around a while. But they're probably going to have to raise some more capital with a share offering, I would imagine. But let's look over at the balance sheet real quick. And looking at the balance sheet, we'll take a look at their cash and cash equivalents. It has risen from I believe that's $30,000 up to $400,000 from December 2017 to June of 2020. And it looks like if you look over here at the trailing 12 months, it has held steady. At least they reported that it held steady at 400,000. And I also look for the number of shares that are outstanding when I look at these penny stocks, just to see exactly how much offerings there has been, and if there's been reverse splits and things like that. If we look at these shares outstanding right here, we can see in 2017 had 192 million shares outstanding, and then in 2018 it fell all the way to 8.6 million. So they must have had a massive reverse split somewhere in there, 2018. And then they did another share offering. So in June of 2020, it ballooned back up to 628 million. And if we look at the trailing 12 months, it has gone up even higher. So they're probably going to have to raise a little bit more cash. Now, if you're like me and you like to trade these stocks on a short-term basis, you don't get too twisted up about the financials because you're just looking for a good trend in the stock. But if you're a long-term investor in a company like this, you definitely want to keep an eye on these financials and make sure they start turning around into the right direction. Like I said, I'm a swing trader, so I'm just looking at the chart. So let's run over to the chart real quick and take a look at that. All right, well, we are at my trading software, the TC2000 software. This is Galaxy Next Generation Incorporated, ticker symbol GAXY. And I just realized I forgot to tell you about their trifold COVID shield that they have as a product on their website. I don't know why, I just forgot about it. I skipped over it. But if you go to their website, you can see it. It's just basically a plastic shield that the kiddos can put on their desk to keep them safe when they're at school. So you could jump over to the website and check out that product if you want to. But that's another cool, exciting product that could be a revenue grower for them. But let's get right into the chart. And unfortunately, with this chart is one of the reasons why I've kind of been a little hesitant to do this video, because I can't really extrapolate much information from this chart, especially with these lines. I hate it when these lines get on the chart. And if you don't know what this is right here, this is some poor soul getting skinned alive, and I know because it happened to me way back in the day. When you're trading these little penny stocks, you always use a limit order. If you use a market order on a stock like this, eventually the market maker is going to skin you alive and execute your order way up here. The bid and the ask might be at 0.027, or the bid might be 0.027 and the ask might be 0.028. But if you put in a market order, you are actually giving them the authority to execute your order anywhere. And usually it only happens with very thinly or very low traded penny stocks like this one. Every once in a while you see it on a bigger stock, but don't ever put in a market order on these stocks. Like if I wanted to get in on this stock and say the bid was 0.027 and the ask was 0.028 and I wanted in right now, I would probably put my limit order at 0.029, just barely above the ask, but just making sure that I get in right away. But I would never put in a market order because that is a good way to get screwed over. And I called my broker when this happened to me, and there's nothing you can do about it, or at least that's what they told me after arguing on the phone. So just a quick tip for you there. And like I said, when these things are on the chart, it makes it really tough to extrapolate anything decent out of the chart. As far as this information right now, it looks like it could possibly be slightly under accumulation. I would like to see, I wish these tails weren't there, but I mean, it looks like it's under, a little bit of accumulation. I'd like to see it break up just a little bit more. Let me see if I can go back in time here a little bit. Yeah, something like this. We should be able to see it. I would like to see it, this is kind of like the start of it where it's at right now. But you never know if it's going to start running, but if it does, it's going to look something more like this. You have that big pop-up, and I never worry about catching this pop-up. I wait for the stock to do this, and then I wait for it to pull back and hold that moving average before I even consider getting in early. This type of move is too hard to call, but this is much easier. Once it holds this moving average, this is a nice, easy entry that you can jump in on a stock, and if it's going to ride up, you're going to ride it up at the perfect time. But this is what I would want to look for in GAXY if I was going to get interested in this stock. But let me see whether, let me go to the weekly chart. Let me see how far this goes back. Oh, here is that reverse split that I talked about on Seeking Alpha, and it was a 1 for 350 reverse split, so just a little tiny one. But let me see. Let's go to the monthly chart. Let's see how far this thing goes back. It goes all the way back to 2002, so it said that they, when I read it earlier, they were founded in 01. They actually came public just a year later, so that's pretty unusual. Usually a company will stay private for quite a while before they go public, but not GAXY. Let's go back to the current price action. Out of here. Anyway, I know you guys might be long-term holders and long-term believers in this company, and that's fine, but I'm just giving you my opinion on the technical perspective of the chart. I do think this company does have potential. Of course, I want to see those financials improve, but I would like to see a nice pop-up, and if it does pop up, I'll probably do another video on it just to show you guys what I'm looking for, but those are my thoughts on Galaxy. Let me show you a couple other trading opportunities before I close out the video. Alright guys, well I'm going to go through the rest of these trading opportunities, these nice looking charts that I see really quick so I don't take up too much more of your guys' time. But the first one I want to show you is INIS. This is another one of those penny stocks, and if you're familiar with my channel, I love these patterns when they have the nice long base. And look how far INIS goes back. I mean, this is just a huge accumulation base going all the way back to, you can call it 2015, maybe even 2014. But just an absolutely perfect looking base that could be leading to a big move up. My broker does not allow me to buy this one, or I probably would have bought it yesterday, but just an absolutely beautiful looking chart. This is doing exactly what I want to see. I want to see it come down to 8-period exponential moving average and then hold it. And then if it starts to move up, that's when I want in. I want to catch that next big move up. I'm not interested in hanging around in a stock that goes nowhere. I know sometimes it happens, but I want to be in a stock when it has the highest probability of starting the next leg up. And INIS is looking really good at the moment. Let's go to the next one, which is OMID. Start with these lower, really lower penny stocks first, and then I'm going to get into some ones that are a little bit higher priced. This one is absolutely doing it, catching support a couple days ago, and it is now rocketing to a new high. So this has a potential of having a very big week. Let's go back a little bit just to look at the base. You know, very nice base. You got the big volume spikes. You got accumulation going on in this thing for months. You know, you can call this base going all the way up to 2017, maybe even further. But I would call it 2017, and that's plenty long of a base for me. But it's plenty long of a base that I have seen that you need for a stock that starts to go higher. So OMID, a very, very nice looking stock chart at the moment. Let's go to the next one. This is one that I actually bought. This is SYN, finding support at that 8-period exponential moving average, and it is climbing up that slowly, and it is starting to put pressure on that upper resistance area. If we go to the 15-minute chart, we can draw that out a little clearer for you guys to see. There is the resistance area. This is the triangle consolidation, and when you get this pattern, if you are not familiar with my channel, this is one of my absolute favorite patterns to trade, and more often than not, you get that explosion to the upside. As of right now, it looks like it's going to be opening up at around 93 to 95 cents. Of course, that could change easily by tomorrow, but it's indicating that it could be opening right at the top of that resistance area, so it could be moving up as high as, or through that resistance area as soon as Monday. You know, I'm already in this one, so I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully it does get that breakout. Here's another look at the daily chart. If you just want to take another look at it, you see got the green volume, or the big green spike in volume, the first accumulation on the gap up, and it's since been still under accumulation. They're trying to accumulate it on the down low, but they are drying up all of the supply because the lows are getting higher, and it's putting pressure on that resistance area. But the next one I want to show you is WATT. WATT. Energous Corporation, and I actually did a video on this company several months ago. They got an interesting product. I don't know if it's ever going to make it off the ground, but if it does work, I mean, just a really cool wireless charging system. I think pretty much everybody's going to want it if it does work out. I could see this stock, if that technology does work out, and it's a big if, so don't say, come back to me years later, hey man, that thing never worked out, because I think that's still a huge question mark at the moment. But if this technology does work out, this stock could easily be a $50 stock. I mean, I'll link that video at the end of this video if you wanted to see more about what that company does, but it's a pretty cool piece of technology that they are working on. But let's get to actually some of the EV stocks that actually I featured FUV in one of my videos before it had this big explosion up right here. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. But this is what I was looking at when I made the video. It had not had that big breakout yet, but it was putting pressure on this upper resistance area, and then it did have that big breakout up to over $23.50 from right around $19. I think I did the video when it was right around $18.50, maybe $19 a share, and then it just had that huge explosion through that consolidation area. But when this happens, what I like to do is look for some other stocks in that sector and seeing if they are starting to make, excuse me, a constructive pattern. And that's exactly what I found. If you jump over to Solo, we can see Solo is starting to put pressure on that resistance area and is starting to make a triangle consolidation. It's riding the 50-period simple moving average up, that blue line up as well. So that is another area of support. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Solo breaks through this resistance area in the next few days. So Solo is making an awesome pattern. Next one I want to show you is IDEX, Ideanomics. And Ideanomics obviously is making, excuse me, the very same pattern. Just a very nice looking consolidation. And wouldn't surprise me one bit if we get an explosion out of this pattern as well. And the beautiful thing about this pattern is if you want to enter it, you got a very tight stop loss. And if it breaks this pattern right here, if it breaks down to this area, the pattern has failed and it's time to move on to the next opportunity. And obviously this is your potential upside. This is your potential upside, and this is your loss that is limited, provided it doesn't gap down. That could always happen. Stocks can gap down big on horrible news, and that is always a risk with any stock. But the downside is limited versus the upside on IDEX. And the last one I want to show you is CBAT. Also in the EV type sector, the battery technology sector, and this one is also making that same beautiful pattern, starting to put some pressure on the upper resistance area, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we get a big move up on CBAT in the next couple of days or couple of weeks. Sometimes this takes a little while to play out, but it's definitely looking very constructive at the moment. But I just wanted to show you guys those very nice looking charts for potential trading opportunities coming up in the next few days or weeks. All right, guys, well, that's all I have for this one. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, please don't hesitate to leave them down there in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss any future trading opportunities. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.